Howdy, howdy doody, howdy. This is kind of random. Just figure I'd hop on and say hello. Have a little chitter chatter with everybody this morning. I'm almost hungover. Almost. Not quite, but close. We had a couple of drinky drinks last night. You gonna be able to hear me over here? I want to be quiet. I don't want to make a bunch of noise. Oh! So I'm sitting over here on the side of my house so I don't make a bunch of noise and wake anybody up. It's morning time and I figure I'd say hello. Finish one of my Black and Milds. What's up, peoples? I'd like to try to get you all some more behind the scenes action on Rich and Leah Behind the Scenes channel. What's up, Murray? How you doing? No, I'm not back on cigs. I smoke Black and Milds every now and then. This is one of the ones left over from yesterday. No, and I probably won't be able to keep smoking these things for very long. Leah doesn't like it. And that's cool. She's being a good sport about it, though, but I can't do cigarettes, man. These things, though, are like weak, and like I can smoke one of these and it doesn't really hurt my chest. You know, like, I think I was telling y'all that yesterday, the last time I smoked a cigarette, dude, it felt like somebody punched me in the chest. One hit and was like, you know, I can't fuck with those. Good morning, Jen. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here. I just want to get more videos on this channel because I don't really do very much on it. Used to. Oh, battery's going low. I'm gonna have to get in the car and charge it. Used to. I got on every morning and chatted every single morning, and then Leah came along and started entertaining me. So I haven't been chatting very much on this channel. I really am a boring person, though, y'all. You don't even realize I don't do shit. We rarely ever go out. We just sit here and work all day. And I just sit here and do readings all day, and that's really my life. It's good. I mean, nothing to complain about, I don't guess. It's been much worse than that for me, you know. I'm in my early 30s, and I think I'm at settle down mode. You know, I'm at settle down mode. Quit 7 years ago. Oh, you took a drag from a cigarette, Mary? Yeah, man. Isn't it weird? I remember, because I quit, it was not an easy process for me. Like, I don't see how people say they quit cold turkey. There ain't no fucking way, dude. For me, I switched over to vape and vaped for a while. And it would still irritate Leah that I would vape because she's a really light sleeper. So if she'd be asleep and I would take a drag off that vape, when we had this little bitty apartment, she could hear it. She has real supersonic sensitive hearing. And like it would even wake her up, me over in the next room, you know? So I was like, okay, well, I'll get the nicotine gum then. So I started chewing nicotine gum, and I chewed nicotine gum for like months, you know? And finally it got to the point, I'd chew a fucking piece of nicotine gum like every half hour, you know, I'd have a piece in chewing it. And then after about 2 or 3 months of that, I started kind of realizing that I wasn't really needing to chew it that much anymore. Like I would chew a piece in the morning, get that little nicotine rush in the morning, and then I'd forget about it and not have another piece of nicotine gum for like 5 hours. And I was like, huh, I feel like I'm just kind of moving away from it, you know? So I told her, I said, okay, well, after this last box of gum is up, I'm just not gonna buy anymore. I'm gonna buy regular gum. So that's what I did after I finished my last box of nicotine gum. I just went out and bought a regular pack of gum and started doing that and did that for a couple of weeks. And next thing you know, I had quit, and months down the line, I'm like, holy shit, I quit smoking. That's weird, you know? So, and then I'll never forget the first one I tried like 6 months after I had quit. Oh my God, it was like, I thought it would be so enjoyable. I'm like, man, fuck it, let me try a cigarette. and I thought I would enjoy it, and they tasted weird. They didn't taste the same, and it just felt like in my throat right here and in my chest. Like you can imagine somebody just going, bow, and punching you, and I was like, ah. But these things don't really do that to me. This will probably be very short-lived too, though. Leah's not a big fan of it. And I like that. I like that she doesn't like it, you know? So, happy for what I lived through. Just believe, thank you. Yeah, the gum, it's not really an easy, I wouldn't call it an easy alternative, you know? I'm gonna go sit in the car. Well, shit, I gotta unlock it. Hang on. Gotta go through the house. Hold up, I'm outside. I'm out in the backyard. Hold up, y'all. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here chatting. My phone battery's low anyway. Where are my keys? Damn it, I need my car keys. Where are my car keys? I don't know where my keys are. Did I leave them in the car? I might have left them in the car. Hold up. We're on a mission. Nope, they're not in the car. Damn it, man. Well, that's no good. I guess I'll have to go in the office. In the office. They might be upstairs. Let's go in the YouTube room. All right. I was trying to avoid this room here because this is where I sit and work all day, but oh well. Oh well. I gotta have my phone charged. Hang on just a second. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I lost my car keys. Welcome to my beautiful office. This is where I sit and do my readings all day. It's so cool. I told y'all yesterday on that live. This was built into the house. We didn't even know. This desk, this is our desk area. She sits here and does emails and whatever she does, and I sit here and I read my cards. And I don't know if y'all noticed it or not, but I have to angle it. I angle the camera when it's turned the other way. I set my tripod right here and I have to angle it right like this so that you can't see the door there. So she can get up and she can go in and out of so it kind of, you see me right here, you know what I mean? So that she can get up and move around and it doesn't disrupt the video while I'm reading. But anyway, I guess we'll sit here in the office for a minute until I get a little charge on my phone. I don't know what I did with my keys. They're probably upstairs in the bedroom. Like to know my opinion when the universe brings something to you and you F it up? Who says you effed it up? Maybe you didn't. Maybe effing it up was the whole plan. I always tell everybody, don't be so quick to judge a situation. That's one of the biggest things that we do that screws up our path. Again, I don't like to preach right path, wrong path. I don't do that. Because in reality, it's really hard to get off your path, you know, because the plan that we make for ourselves before we come here is pretty big. It's a pretty huge plan. And we judge things. Like something happens and we're so quick to judge it. We're so quick to say, oh, well, this means this then, you know. But then a couple years down the line, you look back and you're like, wait a minute, I really didn't fuck that up. I wouldn't have wanted that anyway, you know? I see why that had to happen that way. It makes perfect sense, you know? I mean, God damn, I could sit and go on all day about things that I thought I fucked up, but now looking back, it's like, no, it needed to be that way. You know, I mean, I know I talk about this a lot, but me being homeless was a perfect example. You know, oh, everybody said that I fucked up at that point. And I thought I fucked up at that point. But now looking back, I'm like, I fucked nothing up. That was fucking perfect. That happened. I needed that. I wouldn't go back and change that experience in my life for anything in the world, you know? So it just really depends on what you're talking about. Don't be so quick to judge something that you fucked up. Maybe you didn't fuck it up. That might have been the plan, you know? Where did I go to school? I went to school in Indiana, in New Albany. I'm from New Albany, Indiana, joy. I went to elementary school. I went to Grantline Elementary School. And then I went to Scribner Junior High School. And then I kind of went a little bit crazy. Like that's when I started, I don't know, down this crazy path. And I only spent one semester in high school. And I was a really bad kid. I was a bad kid. I was in trouble with the law all the time. And they kicked me out of high school. And I started going to Rice Adult Learning Center. And got my GED there when I was 17. I didn't have that high school experience like most people do. I spent exactly one semester. The very last day of the first semester of high school, they arrested me for having weed. I had weed on me. And I got arrested and kicked out of school. And never went back. I was just kind of roaming the streets as a teenager, going kind of crazy. My grandma had cancer, and that screwed with my head real bad. And she died when I was 16. By that point, I had met my dad, who just died a few months ago. And why was I a rebel? I don't know. I really don't know. I was supposed to be, obviously. Again, I don't look back on anything in my life and regret it. I don't regret shit. Everything in my life happened very beautifully to bring me here, you know. If I'm happy where I am, I have no choice. I have to be happy for everything that brought me here. You know, that's just the way it goes. It's kind of unrealistic to look back and say, well, I'm happy where I'm at now, but if I could, I would go back and change this. You can't say it like that. No, Because if I go back and change this, then I'm not here right now. That's just all there is to it, you know? We like to try to play out these little scenarios in our heads like, oh, well, if I could go back and have this happen that way, you know, but I could still be here right now. No, you wouldn't. If you went back and changed anything in your past, you wouldn't be here right now. You would be doing something different. You know, it would have offset all the events. I'm real big on the butterfly effect. I believe in it absolutely, you know? The only one that helps you with law of attraction? Yeah, I know. That's why I'm weird in the tarot community. That's one of the reasons why I stand out. It's one of the reasons why I stand out, because I'm primarily, law of attraction is my primary, like that's my foundation. You know, I've been studying law of attraction since long before I could tell you anything about a tarot card. You know, these things came along after I started manifesting, you know? So one of the things that makes me stand out as far as tarot card readers on YouTube is that I approach my readings from a law of attraction point of view. And when you approach it from a law of attraction point of view, you understand that, like where most other readers will say, okay, well, this is what's going to happen. I say, okay, well, this is what's most likely going to happen based on how you're vibrating right now. But here's what you can do to change your vibration and pull different timelines forward and manifest something different than what the cards say are going to happen. And that's what I teach people how to do in my personal readings. I'm telling you, 9 out of every 10 personal readings I do it turns into a coaching session. And I coach you. I use the tarot cards just to, kind of like an electrician, you know, like if there's something wrong electrically in your house, the electrician is going to use this little meter that he plugs it in to see where the electricity is and see what it's doing and see what the problem is, you know. That's what I use tarot cards for. I pull tarot cards just to gauge your energy and say, okay, well, this is what's going on right now. Here's what we need to do to fix it, you know. So trying to figure out law of attraction. Law of attraction All you're really figuring out is your subconscious mind. That's all you're figuring out. That's all it is. At the end of the day, all it is your subconscious mind and your subconscious behaviors, you know, and the little bitty thing in your beliefs. Oh, your belief systems are huge. I need a haircut. Damn it. My hair's a mess. I've been wearing a hat. I need a haircut. But anyway, yeah, your belief systems are huge. Like, that's really all you're doing. All you're doing is picking yourself apart and figuring out, okay, you know, tapping into your own subconscious mind, which is hard. It sounds easy, but it's hard to start paying attention, because 95% of your day is run by your subconscious mind, things and behaviors that you don't even realize you're doing, you know, and tapping into and paying attention, paying close attention to yourself sounds easy, but it's not that easy, you know. And the biggest one I always teach people is money. Money. How do you feel about money? When you want to attract money to you, it'll blow your mind. Once you actually see how much of an illusion money is. Money is a fucking illusion. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist at all. The only thing that gives money its value is your perception of it. It's an illusion. It's not real. It's a game piece, you know? But the way we feel about it is what we're telling the universe to give to us. Most of us feel like it's something really hard to get, you know? And if you believe that money is really hard to get, money is going to be really hard for you to get. But it goes deeper than that. It's every little behavior that we have about money. Like I always use the example of going through the store and shopping, you know? And I still catch myself from time to time, and I have to, bad manifesting, error thought. Whenever we go, oh man, that costs too much, you know? And you start thinking about how much money you have, and you start thinking about how much money you're not gonna have as soon as you spend it. That's bad manifesting. It's horrible, you know? And like riding down the street to get gas, and you think, oh man, look at the gas prices. Oh, I can't get gas there. I gotta go down the street. It's cheaper. It's a nickel cheaper. A fucking nickel? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're gonna make a decision based on a fucking nickel? I know people that do that, and I used to do that too, you know? And that right there is what tells the universe, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. I'm broke. I don't have much money. And the only thing the universe can do is mirror that right back to you. Okay, let me create some more. I can't afford that for you. Let me create some more. I don't have much money for you. You know what I mean? So the trick is to program yourself not to think about those things, and to your baseline vibration, you got to change it from I can't afford that to I'm not worried about money. I'm not worried about money. I can afford that. I don't even look at the price. You know, now looking back, it took me 2 years to get myself in that mindset. Now I was broke, y'all. I was making minimum wage. I was broke as a joke, you know? And it took me 2 years to get myself to the point to where I don't even look at the price for something. Like when I go to the store, I just grab shit off the shelf. I don't have a clue. And when I'm buying, when I give the cashier my card or whatever, I don't even look at how much it costs. I don't care, you know? And I had to get myself in that mindset first. And then I started pulling forward the timelines in which I'm successful, in which I'm making money, you know? And it took a while. It's tricky. You got to pay attention to your little bitty thoughts, you know? And that's all you're doing. At the end of the day, that's all you're doing. Once you start reprogramming your own subconscious mind, you don't even have to try to make anything happen. As a matter of fact, you don't want to try to make anything happen. The more you try to make it happen, that's fucking it up, you know? So all you have to do is spend the time and the energy to change your perception of whatever it is. It doesn't matter. I just use money because that's the one that I learned first, you know? But you change your perception of it, and before you know it, money's just rolling in, and by changing how you look at money, you will realize you change your perception of one thing, and it starts this domino effect. And before you know it, you're looking at the whole world differently. You know, you don't look at anything the same just by changing your perception of one thing, like money. And you'll start to kind of notice you don't even look at life the same. You don't even look at life the same. You know, and yeah, so. Didn't believe in law of attraction. Most people do. Most people don't believe in it. Most people do think it's bullshit. And at the end of the day, I don't really care what anybody else believes. I'll never forget the day that I saw my first law of attraction video on YouTube. I was living in a homeless shelter. and I had an Obama phone. Remember those? Remember those, like, you walk up to this little tent, and this was right before Trump got elected. So they were still doing the Obama phones and shit. So I gave him my little food stamp card from the homeless shelter, and I got a free phone. And it's a little free phone that comes with like 200 minutes a month or something like that. And yeah, I was playing around at McDonald's on their Wi-Fi with my earbuds in, watching YouTube videos. And I saw this video that said, I saw the law of attraction in my NDE. You can still look it up. It's still on YouTube. It's a lady named Terry Rose. And I'm watching it. It's just a short little 5-minute video explaining what the law of attraction is. And I'm like, wow, really? Are you serious? You mean I have the ability to completely change my situation right now? Are you serious? Oh, hell no, it's on, boy. Oh, it's on. I thought I was a victim to all this shit. I thought I was a victim to my outside circumstances that were out of my control. You're telling me that I'm not a victim, that I manifested this, and I could manifest something better? Oh, it's over. Watch me. That was my attitude at that point. Watch me. And at that point, I had blinders on. Like, you can't tell me nothing else. I was obsessed with it. That's all I cared about. And I just became so obsessed with it that I just watched videos for fucking months and months and months and months and months about manifesting and law of attraction, and slowly but surely started climbing up that hill, you know, just picking myself apart one perception at a time and one belief system at a time, you know. And yeah, I'm not done. Just because I'm successful and I got a bunch of money and I got nice things now, it doesn't mean I'm done, because that you'll understand once you start cracking the key. The fact that you can attract money and attract a relationship and all those things, that's just like a bonus. That's just a bonus, you know? Once you start seeing through the illusion of what this matrix is, it saves your life. That's what my mind mastery teacher told me. He said, the fact that you can get rich off these teachings are just a bonus. He said, all of you people, this is going to save your lives because of what's coming, which is what's going on now. We were warned about the things that are going on now in the world because my mind mastery teacher worked with the elite of the world. He knew exactly. He said, there's a plan set forth to turn this into a one world government, and it's going to be carried out no matter what you think. He said, and these teachings are going to help you decipher the truth from the lies. By the time you've mastered your own mind, you will see through this illusion, and you'll know nothing will be able to harm you, you know? Where everybody else who's still wrapped up in their little belief systems and still programmed by the system and still, you know what I mean? Still believes what the news says and still believes the propaganda. And they haven't trained their mind to look past that and see through it. They're going to go down, you know? And they're going to be swallowed up by this matrix. So, yeah, at the end of the day, that's the important part about it. Once you start changing your little belief system about money is the easiest thing, you know. And once you start to see that, whoa, wait a minute, money isn't real. It's not. Money, okay, he used this example. He said, Monopoly money is only worthless when you're not playing Monopoly. See, when you're not playing Monopoly, this little bullshit ass Monopoly money doesn't mean anything. But when you're playing Monopoly, fights break out over Monopoly money because your perception is what gives it its value. If you take $10,000 to a desert island and try to use it to buy bananas from the monkeys, that doesn't mean anything. But if you take $10,000 to the United States of America where that game is being played, it's worth something there, isn't it? Because that's where the game is being played. Now your perception is giving it its value. And you have to understand that money is nothing but a game piece. It's an illusion. It's not real. Your perception of it is what gives it its value. Your perception of it is what decides whether or not you make a lot of it or make a little bit or don't make very much. It's all how you look at it. And in just that one little thing, once you start cracking through, it starts this domino effect, and you wake up and you see the illusion of everything. This whole fucking life is an illusion, you know? And yeah. But love, too. Love is the one. While I'm on this law of attraction tangent, I might as well talk about love, too, right? That one's different. That one's tricky. That was tough for me. I knew the answer. I didn't quite know how to do it. But now I help people explain what I went through. And with love, the way it is how you feel about yourself is what gets mirrored back to you. And a lot of us don't even really know how we feel about ourselves. That's why anybody who's ever gotten a personal reading from me, I will tell you that just saying, I don't want to be alone. Most of us have said that, right? I know I've said that. I don't want to be alone for the rest of my life. Well, if I say that, what universe hears is, I don't want to be around Rich for the rest of my life. And how do you think the universe is going to mirror back to me, don't want to be around Rich for the rest of my life? The universe is not going to send me a person who wants to be around me for the rest of their life when I don't want to be around me for the rest of my life. You see what I'm saying? It's a mirror. My favorite phrase that I used to say to myself all the time was, I'm not good enough. You know, of course, that's probably that Virgo moon, you know what I mean? But I would say that to myself all day, every day. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I guess I'm just not good enough. You know, this person's better than me, obviously. I'm just not good enough. And I would say that to myself all day, every day. And the more I said it, the more the universe reinforced it. Okay, well, here's some more evidence that supports that you're not good enough. The universe doesn't care how you feel. It's going to mirror back to you exactly what you're giving it. So if I say I'm not good enough, the universe says, yes, that's true. Here's some more evidence to support that. See what I'm saying? So if I say I'm lonely, the universe says, yes, you sure are. Here's some more loneliness for you. You know? So that's why they say you have to first love yourself. But how do I love myself? Now that's where you start digging through and going down the wormhole and saying, okay, well, there's a lot of things that keep me from loving myself. That's where healing from your past comes in. We were just talking about that a minute ago. You know? In order to love yourself, you have to accept your past. In order to accept your past, you have to love yourself. How do I love myself if I don't love everything that brought me where I am? If I don't love my story, you know? How do I heal from my past and love my story if I don't even like who I am? How can I like the story that created me if I don't even like who I am? They go hand in hand. Healing from your past and loving yourself go hand in hand. And once you actually step through into, because it's like we're outside of a doorway, you know? And once we step through that doorway into self-love, we realized it was me holding myself back the whole time. I was too afraid to love myself. I thought that if I accept the fact and be happy being alone, that I'm agreeing to be alone for the rest of my life, you know? So that's the trick to attracting your person to that perfect relationship, is to tell yourself, like if I say, okay, well, I don't need anybody else. Rich is my number one priority. How do you think the universe is going to mirror that back to me? Oh, now I'm attractive, ain't I? Yeah. Anybody is. Once you start putting yourself as your number one priority, the universe starts mirroring that back to you. Now you're attractive. Now you're intriguing. Now people want to get to know you because you can feel that. You can sense that, you know? You can sense that in a person. You can even be in a room where there's somebody more physically attractive than you, easier on the eyes, you know? And at the end of the day, when it all comes down to it, if they're empty and you are fulfilled, energy is going to be directed at you. That's just the way it goes. We are attracted to what is fulfilled. We're attracted to confidence, you know? So, yeah. So that's earth and water are sister energies. And what I mean by that is our perceptions of them affect the outside world very similarly, you know? Very similarly. And that we think we need the manifestation first before we start feeling better. You know, like we think, I need money, then I'll feel better. No, you won't. No, you won't. If you're stressed out about finances, if you have financial burdens and debt, and I dump a bunch of money on you, dude, you're going to have 10 times more debt than you ever dreamed about by the end of it. If you go up under a bridge and you give a homeless man 10 grand, a homeless man, you would think that if I give a homeless man $10,000, if he used it right, if he used that money right, he could easily take $10,000 and use that to get his life on track, right? And get on the track to okay, get myself together, get my life together, if he used it right. But if you give a homeless man $10,000, he's going to throw a party under the bridge and blow it. Because it's not money that he needs. Lack of money is not his problem. His perception is fucked up. That's his problem. Same thing with love. If you take an empty, broken, lonely person and give them the perfect lover, that's not going to fix their problem. They're going to sabotage that relationship. They're going to fucking tear that connection down and, be right back where they were to begin with. Because it's not lack of a relationship that's the problem. It's the way you feel about yourself is the problem. Because that's what gets mirrored back to you in your outside world, you know? So, That's what I teach people. It's really easy, y'all. It's to the point, like when I was in mind mastery school, when I was taking those courses, mind mastery courses, the teacher was saying, this is soon going to be common sense. Now you have like that person earlier that said they didn't believe in law of attraction at one point, and that's fine. You know, eventually it's not going to be even a discussion that's on the table as to whether or not it's real. It's going to be common sense, you know? And now we're getting to that point where more and more people are waking up and more people are starting to understand that this life is a game. We were born into this little game that we've been playing. And it's been run mainly by fear. Mainly by fear. If I can get you to believe that you are a victim of things that happen to you that are out of your control, and I can get you afraid of a worst case scenario, I have my thumb on you. I can control you. I can get you to do anything I want. You're my slave. But when you understand how powerful your mind is, I have no control of you. I can't even read your tarot cards. A reading won't even be accurate if you're all the way powerful enough. I can't even read because you possess the power. Those timelines that you're pulling forward, it's hard to say whether or not the cards can even pick up what's going to happen to you because you're the one in control. You are now not being pulled around by your emotions. You're not being controlled. You're not being, does that make sense? That's the best way I can think to explain it, So in this shift, in this ascension, I'm one of the many people. I'm not the only one, but I'm one of the many people who is assisting in the shift. One of the biggest things that I saw to be a problem when I started studying law of attraction and manifestation was people teaching it weren't really explaining it in a way that connects to a lot of people. That's why so many people didn't believe in it. Wait a minute, you tell me all I got to do is visualize $1 million and I'll be a millionaire tomorrow? No, stupid. Nobody ever said that. What you're doing is reprogramming your subconscious mind. That's what we're doing. That same part in you that forms habits is what we're working with. And you have the power. Dr. Joe Dispenza explains it really good. They took two groups of people. I tell them, if you've gotten a personal reading from me, you probably already heard me say all this, but they took two groups of people, okay? Group A and Group B. Group A, well, they taught both groups this little melody on the piano, like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And they had Group A sit down at the piano and practice it for 8 weeks. They scanned their brains before and after the 8-week period, and they could see the connections that were wired in the brain from learning the new information. They had Group B think about practicing the melody. Think about it. They never touched the piano, but they would have them run through a mental exercise and think about practicing this melody for 8 weeks. And they scanned their brains after the 8-week period, and they had the exact same connections wired in their brain from learning that new information as the people who physically sat down at a piano. We can make thought more real than anything. We had the power to change our own neurocircuitry with thought alone, just by thinking. You can make your body react. Like you think about something that happened to you, and your body starts reacting exactly like it did when you were experiencing it. Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between something that you're thinking about and something you're experiencing. Your body will react. Start thinking about something that pisses you off. You start gritting your teeth. Your heart starts beating faster. You know what I'm saying? You'll start sweating. You can change. Your body reacts to your thoughts. We humans are the only beings on this planet that can do that. So that's what we're working with here. That's what we're working with. So when it comes to manifestation, what we're doing is we are changing the way we think about things. And you're forcing new thoughts. You're forcing different thought patterns. Okay, and over an extended period of time, it's really uncomfortable at first. Really uncomfortable. But over an extended period of time, you're no longer forcing those thoughts. Those thoughts run by themselves on autopilot. Like when I was working at that car wash before I started reading tarot cards, for 2 years, I was making minimum wage, and I didn't know walking into work every day if I was going to have enough money to eat dinner that night, But I kept telling myself, I'm successful. I'm successful. I make 6 figures a year. I'm a millionaire. I make 7 figures a year. I'm successful. I'm not worried about money. I'm successful. I don't worry about money, And I kept telling myself that all day long, all day, every day. And yeah, for the first like 4, 5, 6 months, it was uncomfortable because I had that little voice in the back of my head saying, no, you're a fucking failure. You're a loser. Look at you. All you do is scrub cars, you know, and that's all you've amounted to your whole life. And you're a worthless fucking failure, you know. That little voice argued with me for a long time. But after a while, after I kept reinforcing those thoughts, it took a long time, y'all. It's not something you can do overnight. After a while, that little voice stopped arguing with me and it shut up and it started agreeing with me. I am successful. I make 6 figures a year. I make 7 figures a year. I'm a millionaire. I'm successful. I don't worry about money. And once that little voice stopped arguing with me, then I no longer had to force those thoughts. Then at that point, your subconscious mind is looking for success and you don't even realize it. They call it, I think it's called the reticular activating system. You know, that part of you that you have taught a specific part of you what is important. Okay, so you could be in a room at a party, having a conversation with somebody, and there's a crowd of people around you. Everybody's having conversations. Well, your brain is scanning all the information that's going on around you. Subconsciously, you don't realize it, and it's throwing everything under the rug that's not important because you would be fucking overwhelmed. You can't process all that information. Every conversation that's going on at the same time, the human brain can't process all that. So anything that you haven't taught it to be important is sweeping under the rug, and you're tuning it out, you're ignoring it. But somebody on the other side of the room could say your name, and boom, you hear that. That stands out, right? That's the part of you that you're programming to find what's important. And you don't even realize it. You don't even realize it. You have conditioned your brain over years to know that your name is important. So without even thinking about it, without giving it a second thought, through a crowd of people talking, you can hear somebody say your name across the room. And you're like, oh, well, that's what we're reprogramming by saying, I'm successful, I'm successful, I'm successful, I'm successful. Before you know it, it doesn't matter what you're telling your brain, your subconscious mind. Once you start programming your subconscious mind to think those thoughts without even forcing it, which takes a long time, then before you know it, success is you're going to find it without even thinking about it. See what I'm saying? That makes sense at all? That's the best way I can think to explain it right now in this little chat. But that is what I teach people how to do. And people write me all the time talking about, oh, you're not going to believe I've fucking tripled my income after what you taught me, you know? And I'm like, hell yeah, man. Fucking A, dude, it works. I love that. And we are slowly but surely, I don't even think slowly, honestly. I don't even think slowly. We are collectively waking up. We're collectively waking up and seeing that this game that we live in is very programmable. And right now, what we have going on in the world, without going too far down that rabbit hole, because I'm not going to get into that right now. We'll talk more about those details later. We touched on it a little bit yesterday in our live, but with what we have going on in the world right now, the powers that be, or powers that used to be, do not want you to know how fucking powerful you are. And they are desperately clawing their way back to try to regain control. And they can't. The Great Awakening is like a fucking wildfire, dude. They're desperately trying to keep that old fear control that they used to have on everybody. And it's not working. It don't work anymore. Hang on a second. All right, let's go back outside. I got a little bit of a charge on my phone. Anywho, that's why I do these chats, so I can go on a tangent. I like it. I look like hell this morning. I just rolled out of bed right before I came on here and started chatting. Hold on. Let's go over here by the side of the house. See my backyard? We got a jacuzzi. We got a pool. I'm not real big on pools, though. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it's nice, but I grew up with a pool in my backyard, so Leah wanted the pool. I was like, that's cool. She's like, when we were living in the apartment, she's like, we're not getting a house unless it has a pool. Okay, if that's what you want, I don't care. It don't matter to me. Another palm tree. Yeah, and I got these big ass palm trees in my backyard. These things are huge. There's one over there. And there's one over there in that corner. Anywho. Sorry, I kind of ignored comments when I was going on my tangents. You understand how I explain it, Rachel? That's awesome. That's my goal here. That's what I was talking about before I started like going off on a tangent, is that when I was first starting to learn law of attraction, which I'm still learning, by the way. You know, you're never done. That's another thing that you know. But when I very first started off on the path, I started realizing that I'm not really all that mad at people who don't believe in it, you know, because the way it's explained is very piss poor. Like I would get angry because I didn't like how it was being explained. It's this very popular issue, or it's this very popular subject now, but the issue is you're not explaining it in a way that everybody can connect to it and understand, you know? Now, with the way I explain it, it's probably my Aquarius fucking know-it-all head talking right now, but the way I explain it, if you still don't believe it, then that's fine. That's on you then. If you still can't understand it, because I break it down and explain it so that a little kid can explain it. And I teach my kids the same thing. I'm constantly teaching my kids the power of their own thoughts and how their own thoughts affect them. And, you know, so I hope to be one of the people that really, really helps, at least with the law of attraction, wake the planet up. And, you know, I wouldn't mind playing that role, you know. I wouldn't mind that. Break it down the best of other people you follow. Yeah, I appreciate the positive feedback on that. That's good too. See, I should probably chat like this more often, because sometimes I do get to falling into, like, my life, literally all I do is sit at home and do videos all day. And I don't watch other readers anymore. Like, I quit doing that months ago. I have no idea what any other tarot card readers are doing. I honestly don't really follow very many people. I follow Kyle Cease. He's cool as fuck. Couple people that I follow, and you know, motivational speakers and shit. But now sometimes I just get kind of locked in my own head because I don't really listen to what anybody else has to say. But not because I don't want to hear it, just because I don't want to feel like I'm influenced by anybody, you know? That makes sense? And I know the tarot community is like really fucking competitive. Like, that's one of the reasons why I stopped watching other readers, is because I don't know who's out there doing what now. I have no fucking clue. But it's like so many people would get competitive about it, you know? And there's a couple readers out there who think that they're the best and that they're the only people who should be doing it, and that every other reader is copying off of them, you know? And it just pissed me off. It was like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. I'm going to stop watching what anybody else is doing. I'm just going to do my own thing. So if I do something that's like another tarot card reader, either it's a coincidence or they copied off me. You know what I mean? Because I just stopped watching it all. I got tired of everybody's mentality, like they're the best, and they think that they're the only people that should be doing it, and you know, like, it's just this, what the fuck, dude? We're all in this together. In my opinion, every single, like, well, let's just talk about tarot card readers for example. I think we're all like a family. This is the way I looked at it. I'm like, we're all doing this together, you know? We have this job to do, and everybody's playing a different part, you know? Some readers are better at doing it this way, some readers are better at doing it that way, but we're all like, kind of like a soul family, helping other people wake up in different ways, you know? And I never ever had a competitive bone in my body about it, you know? And it just bothered me that a lot of people out there did, you know? I had one tarot card reader who'd been doing it for years and years and years, would come, and I'm not going to name any names, but would come to my channel and like harass me. I didn't even know who in the hell she was, but she was, she had about 100,000 subscriber channel, and she'd been doing it for years. But she never even hit my radar. I didn't even know who the fuck she was. And she kept coming and harassing me. Like, oh, you're copying off of me. You got all your ideas from me. I'm like, who the fuck are you, bitch? You know? And then, you know, I caught some flack from a couple of, and I'm just like, you know what, fucking, I'm just gonna tune all that out. I'm not paying attention ever again to anything anybody's doing out there. I don't know who's the most subscribed reader. I don't give a fuck, you know? So, yeah, I just shut all that out and said, okay, well, I think that, well, I knew somehow that 2020 wasn't going to be the year that it happened. I intuitively knew, because this is an election year, that this year was just going to be secluded. You know, might as well count 2020 out for any big plans. I knew that coming into this year. But I'm eventually going to be branching out further than just reading tarot cards on YouTube, you know. I see myself as way more than a tarot card reader. You know, I think the way I honestly look at it is that tarot is what lures people to me. And then I have an extra message to give that has nothing to do with reading tarot cards, you know, which is different, I think. The last I looked, like I said, I don't know what any other readers are doing, but the last time I looked, there were no other readers doing that, you know. So probably next year, I'm not planning anything. So it's not like, don't go around saying, oh, Rich said he's going to quit reading tarot. I didn't say that. I'm not planning anything. But I think that I will be expanding out further. Probably public speaking. You know, that's a big thing that I would like. I would like to actually be standing in front of a real audience, you know, and just expand my career, you know, other than doing personal tarot card readings and getting paid ad revenue on YouTube, which is good. That's good. I don't complain about that, you know. So 2020 is pretty annoying. Yeah, Valerie, I think I'd be good at public speaking. It'd be a little bit weird though. People don't really understand, like when you're a YouTuber, I just sit around by myself and talk to a phone. Like right now, I'm just sitting here all alone, all by myself talking to my phone. And it would be very different if I'm standing on stage, you know? If I'm standing up on stage and I'm actually talking to a real audience, that would be, whew, that would take some getting used to, but I could do it, you know? Listening to me woke you up. That's cool, Deborah. Cool. That's awesome. I like hearing that, you know? It helps me. Like I said, I know that I'm not the only person that does what I do, but it helps me, like, understand that I'm not wasting my time, you know? Helps me understand that, like, reaffirms that, because like the ego will start yelling at me sometimes, like, you're wasting your time, what you do is stupid. And then when I get those like messages in my email or whatever, you know, Leah reads through them and she brings them to me and shows me. She's like, oh my God, this person says that, you know, they manifested their dream job or whatever it is. You such positive feedback and this and that. And I'm like, cool. So I'm not wasting my time, you know. What I'm doing actually makes sense, you know. Damn it. There goes my battery getting low again. I'm probably gonna get off here in a few minutes anyway. Came to you because I had a personable approach, explain things in terms that are conversational. That's cool. Yeah, I like, see, and here's the thing too about law of attraction. After a certain point, you say everything that can be said, you know? So that's why with the tarot, that's another reason why I've kept it at tarot reading for the longest time, because that keeps it kind of diverse, you know? Sometimes, yes, a lot of the same messages will come through over and over and over and over and over, and I'll hear myself repeating myself. But for the most part, it's diverse. It's like you don't really know. Things can change, you know, and it keeps it changeable, you know? So, down to earth, that's why you stayed with me. That's cool. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've calmed down a lot too. This past year has been doing a lot of reflecting on, I don't know, I used to be really angry, you know, and really, I had very little patience for people. Oh, I pissed a lot of people off, man. But I've been learning how to ground myself and be more patient and more understanding and more, just patience and understanding is what I've been working on. Any predictions of 2021? No, not really. And I'm not even trying to look into it either. I don't even really want to look into it. Like, I think, like I was telling somebody came to me for a reading yesterday and was saying, I think I'm off my path because I don't, that's something about not having a sense of foresight. And I'm like, look, no, now it's real easy to say, I trust the universe, it's real easy to say that. Now you're being forced to, because everybody says, oh, I trust the universe. And then when they get put in a situation where they have to trust the universe, they want to control everything and they don't want to let the universe do what it has to do. Well, now we are all in a position where you have no choice. If you try to control the show, it's not going to work very well, is it? We're all in a position now where we are being kind of forced to let go and just let whatever's going to happen, and trust the universe. Trust that the universe has a bigger plan. Trust that the universe has a bigger picture, Right now, the battle that's being fought right now is all psychological. It's all psychological. Now, like, basically the battle being fought is between people who can think independently and people who can be manipulated, and that's it. It's come down to if you're easily manipulated, you're fucked. That's what it's come down to. It's a little bit too late to choose. I've been seeing people who this year have woken up, and hopped on the other train last minute, but if you believe everything that you hear on the TV, you're fucked. That's what's being used now. We are swimming in an ocean of lies right now, and I'm very pleased, actually. At first, I was scared. At first whenever they started pulling all their shit this year. I was like, oh, no. Ain't no way the planet's that fucking asleep. And then I started saying, oh, my God, everybody's buying into this? Are you serious? This is a fucking election year, and you're buying into the hype. You're really believing the bullshit, that the publicity stunts and the propaganda that's being thrown at you. And then I got scared. I was like, oh, my God. The planet's fucking dead asleep. Everybody's believing this shit. And then I started seeing everybody's like, the people who know the truth are silent. And those who aren't silent get silenced. So, I'm actually very pleased. I'm very pleased, so. Because I've seen it. I see that the vast majority of people are awake and understand what's going on, I get a couple of idiots every now and then, but for the most part, everybody is very aware that there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to be afraid of. So, anyway, that's all I really have to say about that. Probably gonna hop off here though, y'all. Been going for about an hour. My battery's going low again. I'm gonna get to eating my protein. Oh, that's so hard, dude. That's not easy. It's not easy, but anywho, it's time for me to get ready, and whenever Leah gets up, I gotta feed the kids, I gotta feed the cats, and I'll catch y'all later, all right? Y'all have a good one.